Happy Friday, everyone. A very snowy Friday, but we're going to look forward to the weekend fun with Studio 10.
That's right. There's so much to do, regardless of the weather, both indoors and outdoors. And on Studio 10, of course, we have 517 Friday, where Sarah Pierce breaks that down for us and talks a little bit about all the fun events that are happening in the area. And one of those events is the Maple Syrup Festival. So what a fun adventure would it be to go outside even though it's cold? You want to sweeten things up with some maple syrup? So Claudia is actually going to go live from Fenner Nature Center, and I'm sure too that they'll give the updates because this isn't the first time it's snowed in March. It's going to be okay if you're still planning on going. So definitely tune in for that so you can hear from the organizers how great this event is, and also learn about the trees that we have in our area that do tap for maple syrup. So it's a lot of fun.
And if you've never seen the process, it's super cool too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like there's something on my face. So
I know. I was like,
no, I'm good.
I don't see anything.
Okay, good. And then also too, we have 517 Friday, Fenner Nature Center, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, of course, we have an artist coming in.
There you go.
There we go. Her name is Melina, and she is a local artist, and she focuses on these beautiful portraits, and she's doing a series right now on women in Motown.
Aww.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that since it is Women's History Month, and art is another good way to kind of express and celebrate. So we're fun, and we're going to have fun breaking that down with her. Right. And yeah, it's going to be a great show. And then also too, we do have legal advice from Sinus Dramus for this time of year as well. It's great because you at home can ask questions, and then we'll have our legal team on air answer those questions. So it's just a great communication, because there's so many questions when it comes to injury and law and lawsuits.
It's expensive too. So getting that free legal advice, answering those questions without even having to pay, you just turn on the channel for Studio 10.
Exactly. And also too, we are doing a fun Easter giveaway, so you definitely want to stay tuned to Studio 10 so you can learn more about that. But it's keeping an eye out for Easter eggs, literally, on Studio 10.
I love that. All right.
Yes.
That all gets started at 3 o'clock. Thank you, Nicole. And of course, you can stay up to date with Studio 10 at WILX Studio 10 on any of their social media handles or pages. And then you can head to studio10@WILX.com. And when I say head there, I mean you can shoot them an email at studio10@WILX.com. If you want to, if you're a business and you want to sponsor with them, feel free to do that. Otherwise, they are coming up at 3 o'clock today, which is in just over 50 minutes here. Other than that, we have Colton Cichoracki standing by, who's going to talk more about, all the snow we're seeing. But right now, I do want to give a live look over Michigan State University. I made a joke to Colton in the News 10 today at 11.
Oh, and you're going to repeat it, are you?
I am going to repeat it. I thought it was so good that I'm going to repeat it. I'm proud of myself on that one. Michigan State yesterday, men's team, 69-51 against Mississippi State, so they advanced in the NCAA tournament. A lot of go green yesterday, but of course today we're saying go white with Mother Nature. Colton's trying to...
Still not good. I'll give you credit, though, for attempting that joke.
Go green, go white.
Well, did you hear my joke yesterday in Studio 10?
No, I didn't.
So they were talking about the Michigan State game, and they played Mississippi State, and I mentioned that they were a meteorology school. So I said, I guess a win was not in their forecast.
No, it wasn't. That's good. That's
pretty bad.
That's bad, but it's good.
We got our jokes.
We do have our jokes. And Mother Nature is playing a joke on us today because, again, it's spring.
Not feeling like it.
It's snow, and it's really coming down, actually.
Yep, so we're seeing a pretty impressive band of snow that's moving through the Lansing area at this point. But I want to start out by talking about snowfall reports. And these are just some of the numbers that we've gotten in so far. 4 inches was reported in Holt, St. John's with 3.5, Weberville with 3, and East Lansing just under that. These numbers are going to fluctuate. One thing about it, too, is that the snow is very hard to measure. It really depends on what surface you're on. And we have been seeing a lot of compaction with this as well. So even though our snowfall totals officials may call for 3 to 6. By the end of the day, it may not look like that much because the snow will compact. There's been some melting going on, so there's a lot of other factors that go into it, but those are just some of the snowfall reports that we have seen. Now, here's a look at satellite and radar. This is the snow, and we told you that probably in southern parts of mid-Michigan, the snow would stop completely for a while this afternoon, and we're actually seeing the southern edge of the snow now approaching the Lansing area, so it may stop in Lansing for a while here today, but there will be some more snow that pushes in later on this evening, and that will be the last of it. So it's really just for the rest of the day today, and by 8, 9 o'clock or so, it should be completely out of here, and we will dry out as we head into the weekend, which I think a lot of people will be happy to hear. Now, this is a look from our US 127 Skycam, and good news is that the snow kind of relaxed a bit for most of the day today, so the roads were actually able to improve. The crews have been out working hard today to get those roads clear. This push of snow may cause some slippery spots out on the roads again, but then hopefully we don't see any more snow coming until later this evening, and that means that the drive home from work and school will likely be a lot better than what we saw out there this morning. So that's some welcome news, I think, as we're just watching our radar trends and seeing exactly how this is all going to shape up. So computer model is showing the snow showers that'll push through later on this evening, probably towards 7, 8 o'clock. We'll see this move on through. And once this passes by, this is it. So the system will move away from us, maybe a flurry or two late tonight into early tomorrow morning, but this will be about it. And we should dry out as we head into the weekend. In fact, tomorrow's not looking too bad. I think we'll see some sunshine from time to time. However, it is going to be a cold day. Highs on Saturday likely only in the 30s, so it is going to be a cold day. So we'll likely keep the snow on the ground too with this. So I just want to show you the total accumulation. I did not adjust this any based on what I've seen so far. Still expecting a general, oh, whoopsies. Hang on.
There we go.
General 3 to 6 inches. I didn't hit the pointer. 3 to 6 inches in most of mid-Michigan, and lesser totals once you get further to the south along I-94. This was the surprise spot. They saw a lot more snow than expected, so that put them in that 2 to 4 inch range. But yeah, so not the heaviest snow that we've seen, but this is our first inch of snow that we've seen since the middle of February. So it has been quite some time that we've seen this, but this weekend, going to feel like winter. It's fitting that the first weekend of spring is going to be feeling like this because winter felt like spring basically the whole time. And now we have 30s on the way for the weekend, which is more than 10 degrees below average. And Saturday night, the temperature really is going to be dependent on how much clear skies we see. Radiational cooling is something that we've talked about before. And basically what would happen if we don't have any clouds Saturday night and we have that fresh snowpack on the ground, I think that would allow temperatures to get very cold down into the teens. So it is going to be a cold start to our Sunday, but overall it should start to warm up. And if you don't like the cold air, improvements are on the way. By Monday, snap of a finger, we're up into the upper 50s, and then we will stay in the 50s one more day Tuesday before we do cool down a bit towards the 40s and 50s. So the end of next week looks a lot more seasonable for this time of year. And by the way, next Sunday, that's Easter Sunday, looking like it's going to be a high of 51 degrees. So a little taste of winter for today, and certainly over the next couple of days as we stay cold. But warmer days are ahead, and we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to jinx anyone, but we'll see how many more times we see this for the rest of the year.
That is true. I know a lot of people, and you can let us know in the chat right now. I think a lot of people are sick of that. You know, we want the winter season to be feeling like winter.
Yeah, in winter.
Yeah, in winter. And then when it hits spring season, we want it to feel like spring. So I think at this point.
Which it's always tricky because everyone wants spring and it's never here as soon as people want it to be. And so it just takes some time, but eventually we'll get there. I have done the research. I showed you the graphic a couple weeks ago, if you remember, of when we stay consistently warm. It's not until May. So we still have a whole nother month to get through these ups and downs. And then obviously some climate things and things are going on too with El Nino and La Nina. We are expected to go to the neutral phase here soon.
Oh.
So you could be El Nino or La Nina, or you could be right in the middle.
All right, we're going to be right in the middle.
So we're going to be right in the middle from possibly most of the summer. And then it looks like by next winter, we could be in a La Nina.
Which means colder.
So that would typically mean that we see a colder and more active winter season. The past couple of winters before this one were La Nina winters.
Oh. I feel like those weren't that bad, though.
They were above average in snow, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly,
This is below average of snow by a lot.
Well, yeah.
But
No, this one will stick out to me for sure.
Yeah, this will add to it a little bit, but we're still like 15 to 20 inches below normal in terms of snowfall for the winter. So that's probably the biggest thing that we'll remember from this is how warm it was and the lack of snow.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
But here we are, talking about snow on March 22nd.
That is right. And sometimes into April. Let's hope, though, there's no snow in April. I want it out of here. I want it gone. Oh, well.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see.
Nothing, I will say, looking at the computer models, there's nothing that has my attention in the long range, but that doesn't mean that it won't happen.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on the forecast. You'll keep an eye on the forecast. And one more time, looking at the 10-day temperature trend, we'll take a look at that. And then, of course, you'll see Colton coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock today in 45 minutes. So we're going to get him ready for that, and then that will be followed by First at 4 and your 90 minutes of news. Of course, Andy Provenzano will be in for the 90 minutes of news, so you can catch Colton during Studio 10 at 3 and then First at 4. So go check it out. But I'm going to give a live look right now over US 127. If you are hitting the roads, if you're grabbing a late lunch, or maybe you're coming back, or you should not be watching this if you're on the roads. I do want to make that known. You should be safe in a place where you're not distracted. But yes, a live look over US 127. If you plan on hitting the roads today, it looks like the crews have been out there. I know I've seen both snowplow drivers and salt truck drivers really making the rounds down these roads to make sure they're clear. And it seems like traffic's moving okay on US 127. But of course, you're seeing that snow come down on our cameras. So just make sure you're taking your time out on the roadways, and I'll show you the First Alert weather app one more time because you can get your traffic alert updates on here. You can also do the Follow Me feature, and so these are not accurate First Alert forecast temperatures in there right now. This is just a graphic to give you an example of what it looks like. So where it says Lansing, Michigan on the top part, you can click on that and do the Follow Me feature and put in your specific location so you know more accurately what the weather is looking like in your area. But yes, completely free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. I have Erin Bowling standing next to me to share what she has coming up.
Hello. How's it going?
Well, it's good. I'm nice and
Good.
warm right now.
Yes.
How are you?
I just came back in from the great outdoors. We saw some sledders today. We saw some people shoveling. We talked with a man. He actually had his work was canceled for him, so he took his kids to the sledding hill, enjoying the flurries. We're almost like it's like a snow globe out there a little bit. It's really starting to come down heavy. The roads weren't too bad. They weren't awesome, especially when I personally drove into work this morning. They were really bad. But now, midday, crews have mostly got it taken care of. There's some slushy spots, in the middle of the road or on the side of the road here and there. I just got to take it slow. But yeah, it's a pretty fun day. I'll be live out in this blizzard. I don't know if it's actually a blizzard. I might be exaggerating a little bit there. It feels like a blizzard being out there, at least to me.
Yes.
But I'll be outside covering at 5 o'clock. It's going to be fun in the snow, talking to some kids about how they're feeling. I talked to this little boy today, and he's on spring break.
Oh.
I know, so he's kind of enjoying. He didn't get a snow day, which I know some kids in the area did, but so we'll hear from him, see all the sledding fun, News 10 at 5, and then News 10 at 6, talking about the road conditions.
Yes.
So a little less fun, but still very important, especially as the snow keeps on coming down.
Yeah.
So
we'll do another live look over US 127, so you can take a
Yes.
look at that. Bless you. But yes, that snow just keeps on coming down right now, and it's been looking like this pretty much all day. I know it's had its little hiatus moments where it takes a little pause, but other than that, you're right, Erin. It looks like a snow globe, like a little winter wonderland.
Yeah.
But please be careful out on the roadways.
Yes, absolutely. And we didn't have too much trouble, like I said, driving around midday. You definitely had to take it slow, but it wasn't anything too extreme. But yeah, we had quite a bit of fun out there. Full disclosure, I have not been to a sledding hill in quite some time, so I had a lot of fun just kind of soaking it all in and enjoying the energy out in the winter wonderland. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I know a lot of people missed all of that snow for sledding and everything, and let's just give another live look outside.
Yep.
Just to take a look at that. Let me give another live look. Let's actually do over Michigan State real quick.
Oh boy.
I know.
Go green.
Go
That
white.
win.
There it is. Lots of white on campus.
Women lost.
Oh, the women lost.
I was talking about
What was the
men's
score?
basketball yesterday.
We were
Sorry, I
talking
didn't
about the men's. What was the women's? They lost by 3. Crystal's pulling up the brackets right now so we could check it out. Give us a second here. The women. Oh, okay. Let's give a live look at this inside.
North Carolina. Beat them
What
out.
happens when you touch it now, Aaron?
Is it like
Michigan State.
there's like tears
Oh,
coming
tears
down instead of confetti? Yesterday, if you tuned in, we had the boys team with their win. You tapped the screen, got some confetti. Unfortunately, it looks like not so lucky for the girls team, but
59-56, North Carolina with that win. But still proud of you Spartan women out there. That's a lot of hard work, and we are cheering for you. We're all, you know, everyone here, I'm sure, well,
Totally.
maybe not everyone, but
even just making it to
yes.
the tournament, it's a huge accomplishment.
it's a huge accomplishment,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely.
And bringing recognition to the women's teams,
Yes.
especially during Women's History Month, so empowering for all of those women, and spreading that to the younger generations,
Absolutely.
and yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. But if you're interested in some snow fun, News 10, 5, and 6, I'll be live out in the elements, bringing you all that excitement.
Oh, yes. So, thank you, Aaron. We will see you coming
Taylor.
up News 10 at 5 and 6 here. Crystal is getting, or trying to, frustrated. She wants to put something up there, but it is not loading right now.
No.
So, I'm kind of stalling. So, while I stall and you see the little brackets behind us, because we are getting mad in here for March Madness, and by mad, I mean pumped up. So, or both. And maybe you're mad at your bracket.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with mine, so it's fine. Moving on. Coming up during Mid-Michigan Matters and then our 90 minutes of news today. So you heard Colton saying that this upcoming Sunday, oh, wait. Not this Sunday, the following Sunday, the 31st, thank you, March 31st, that Sunday, is Easter. So, of course, we're talking Easter candy prices, and unfortunately, like everything else, like most things we've been seeing nowadays, the prices are higher. So we're gonna talk about what this means for you as the consumer, break down all of that information coming up in place of Mid-Michigan Matters today. And then coming up News 10 at 5, checking in with Seth Wells and Joey Ellis in Columbia, South Carolina, following the MSU women's loss to the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. So of course you just saw the score behind us, 59-56. So Joey Ellis and Seth Wells will be breaking that down for you. Coming up News 10 at 5:30, under recently proposed legislation, every child who turns 5 would be required to attend kindergarten. We'll have more on what that means for you as the parent and what that means for your child on News 10 at 5:30. Coming up News 10 at 6, it's just the special report that we were telling you about, or that we heard from NBC. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has been diagnosed with cancer and is undergoing chemotherapy. We'll have more on this developing story coming up News 10 at 6. And also, for the latest updates, be sure to check our website, WILX.com, and of course, all of our streaming platforms for the very latest. This is why we love being here at the News 10 Plus digital desk. It's our opportunity to share with you, the viewers, what's going on when we're not in a broadcast. So I know this is like a little subsection or a branch of a newscast, and again, it's just a perfect place to show you live looks around Mid-Michigan. Again, US 127. And then even showing you the one, again, we'll show Michigan State because we are talking about that today as well. Again, Seth Wells, Joey Ellis live in Columbia, South Carolina. And so just make sure to tune in to News 10 at 5:30 for all of that fun. But yes, talking about Kate Middleton and undergoing chemotherapy, News 10 at 6 today. So that is the latest special report that we heard from NBC. We hope that you join us first at 4. Studio 10 does get started at 3 o'clock, which is in just under 40 minutes here, followed by our 90 minutes of news. So one more time, because of all the snow today, taking a look at your First Alert weather app, just getting familiar if you don't have it already. Such a great tool to have on your phone for any weather events like today, right? You get to see what our meteorologists are talking about through the videos. You are able to see different looks that they're talking about. So this is a live look over I-496, showing you the snow that's accumulating on the cars in that parking lot right there. And then, of course, taking a look at the roadways. And you can see some of the snow dripping on the Skycam camera right here in, let's see, I'm pretty sure I did Delta Township. Let me make sure I clicked the right one. Yes, Delta Township. It's kind of hard to see that that's Delta because of all the snow and the white going on in the sky. So that is your live look across Mid-Michigan. Again, Studio 10 getting started here in just over half an hour. and you will find First Alert Meteorologist Colton Cichoracki on there as well. And then coming up on First at 4, he will be there too. So make sure to stay tuned with News 10 throughout the day. Maybe you are feeling a little down and gloomy because of all this weather, and we hope you know that you're not alone. So one of the things that we talked about yesterday on News 10 at 6 was David Andrews was speaking to a community member on his own mental health journey, talking about gambling addiction and still recovering from that addiction. So the first thing is getting out of denial, having the awareness and admitting to yourself, yes, you have it, breaking free from that stigma. I know there's a lot of different stigmas placed on people, and that can bring the shame on you, and it's hard to feel that. So know that you're not alone. There are community members like the man that David Andrews spoke to on gambling addiction, sharing their story, sharing with you that you're not alone because they themselves are going through it too, whether that's anxiety, addiction, stress, depression, suicidal thoughts, and maybe you're just going through a little funky patch. Feel free to go check out those resources on your screen. All you have to do is pull out your cell phone's camera, scan it with the camera. You're going to click on the link. It'll pull up a list of resources around Mid-Michigan from Clinton, Ingham, Ionia, Eaton, Shiawassee, Lenawee County, Jackson. And you can see a few of those resources we've listed out for you as a guidance tool to either use those resources or use that to propel you toward another mental health care professional and those resources for treatment and prevention. But know that you're not alone. There are people that care and people who can relate to you and help you through this time. Until then, we hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. I know the snow just keeps on coming down. I'm taking a look outside our parking lot. The snow is just gently falling down. So again, make sure to tune into Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock today, and then First at 4. For Colton Cichoracki, Andy Provenzano will have more coming up during our 90 minutes of news, and also the 10 and the 11 tonight. But with your afternoon commute, we want to make sure you're tuning in, you're staying up to date on the First Alert weather app, on air, online, you name it. We want to make sure you're staying safe and getting into this weekend safely and having fun. So have a great rest of your Friday, everyone.